I'm not really sure when it was that I first heard the voice. I do know that it's been a while. The voice sounds like that guy from the Allstate commercials, you know, the one who played the first President Palmer on 24. I guess he's the one they get when James Earl Jones is busy. The voice never gets mad, but it does express a certain amount of frustration from time to time. For a long time, I kept the voice to myself. All the stuff that I do with the computers, you know, I figured others might not understand. They might smile and nod, and then show up one day with those nice men saying things like, "It's for your own good." But the voice does exist, and it's helping me to become a better person, a better neighbor, and a better resident of planet Earth. I figured I could tell my family about the voice. They'd believe me. They've long since stopped staring at me like, you know, that. I even thought that they could help me gather some electronic evidence of the voice. I asked them to follow me around on Earth Day with a camera. I thought that if we got the voice on camera, maybe I could tell all those other voices to leave me alone. My dad was running a basketball league, and my sister was watching a lacrosse game involving her alma mater, Cornell. So the task fell to my mother. She told me that she was a little kid when they had the first Earth Day, although she keeps calling it Green Day. I explained that if it was Green Day, then nobody would be able to call President Bush an American idiot. We generate a moderate amount of waste at our house. My dad insists on reading something called a newspaper. That makes him officially old. In fact, he often reads 3 or 4 different papers per day, from Tucson, Phoenix, New York, and USA Today. He is careful to gather them together at the end of the day and place them in bags to be recycled. They pile up quickly, and my mom asked me to dispose of them recently. I was about to throw them in the regular trash when the voice intervened. You probably didn't hear that one because he just sort of whispered. Yeah. Nobody in my family drinks alcohol, but we do consume a fair share of diet soda. We also gather those up to recycle. I had hurt my leg lifting weights, and so it would have been easier to just throw the cans in the trash, but the voice insisted I make the effort. While watching An Inconvenient Truth with the Academy Award-winning Al Gore, I realized that I should change the light bulbs in our house. So, I got in my hybrid vehicle and drove to the store. I tried to keep the engine under a certain RPM so that the car would just run on battery and not use any of that awful petroleum stuff. I would have ridden my bike, as I did when I went to Bash's, and used a canvas bag to carry the groceries home, but it would have been difficult carrying all that stuff back from the store. The voice congratulated me for my shopping trip, but then also suggested that I stop and get an insurance quote. When I got back, I washed some of my clothes. When they were done, I went outside to hang them on the clothesline. My dad has always used a clothesline. When he works out, he sweats like a pig, and he says that hanging the clothes out makes them smell like springtime. I'm not quite sure what that means, since Tucson only has a summer and a not summer. But hanging the clothes out is good for the clothes and good for the environment. President Palmer, who got shot in the neck in Season 5, agrees. During certain times of the summer, I can walk down to the nearby Rito and wash my clothes in the raging waters. But most of the year I'd have to beat them against the dry sand, and they don't get as clean as I'd like. While outside, I decided to caulk a couple of cracks in the house to make it more energy efficient. As I finished the task, I saw one of those pesky weeds that pop up from time to time in Tucson. I went to the garage to get some of that liquid that my dad used to spray the weeds. I just thought, one quick spray, what could it hurt? But then the voice let me have it. Of course, I took care of the weed without damaging the environment. I also did so in a manner that served as a warning to any other weeds that were lying in wait, just thinking about coming out. Well, I'm glad I get to share my Earth Day with you. I'm also glad that there is finally proof that the voice exists. Its message for all of us? All it takes for evil to succeed is for good men to do nothing.
That's all, State Stand.